were really the ones that, and the generations before us, that I think really felt the brunt of the shame. And I feel like a lot of the work that our generation has done in diversity and inclusion, in terms of size diversity as well,
Right.
I feel like it's really had an impact on the brands. And it's now you can find fabulous things like what me and Gabby are wearing.
Yeah.
But when we were younger, they didn't have that.
Right,
Right.
exactly. And I'm glad that the world we're seeing these small changes hopefully become bigger changes, and hopefully we can create a society where other, plus size people that come after us will feel comfortable, will feel like they're in a place where they can feel included. I think inclusion, diversity, representation, they all
Respected.
right.
Respected.
They all matter, you know.
You still, I mean, it's so gross. You still see it in the pop culture today. I always say we have had so much progress in areas of diversity in terms of LGBTQ. We've had progress there. We've had progress in terms of different races being celebrated. But I feel like two areas that this shame still exists is around aging, particularly in women, as well as in size. And I feel like fat is one of the places that it's still culturally acceptable to shame people for openly.
Definitely.
Right?
I
I think they just came out with
It's for
this
your
show
health.
with Brandon Fraser that came out recently, and he's wearing a fat suit. And I'm like, why are we still doing this? Why are we still... They have so many plus-sized actors. Why are we still
Right.
putting skinny actors in a fat suit?
Right.
And why are the characters in pop culture that are fat still these stereotypical loser type roles? You know what I mean? You and me are fat and we live fabulous lives.
Literally.
We live incredible lives.
Incredible lives. Every day's a
Right?
vacation for me.
and the argument about the health, it just is, to me, an absurd... Do you tell people who are terminally ill that they're unworthy, that they're not lovable, that they don't deserve to have good things in life, that they don't deserve access to basic human necessities like clothing? Do you tell people that? Like, you shouldn't shame people for their health status regardless of what it is. So that's an argument that just doesn't work for me. Right? People deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, whether they're healthy or they're unhealthy, or they're fat or they're skinny or they're gay or they're straight or whatever it is. That's a basic human right, is to be treated with dignity and respect.
Yes, most definitely. We deserve a place in this world too. I feel like sometimes living in a plus size body or a fat body, people feel so triggered, so enraged. They feel like they need to say something. They need to put you down. They need to put you in your place because you are fat and you don't deserve a space in this world. It's like, who are you? Who are you? What makes you better than me? Because you're not fat? Like, don't tell me that you're concerned about my health. You're not concerned about my health. You just see a fat person. You assume it's unhealthy. You don't know my business. You don't know what my doctor says to me. You don't know my test. You don't know anything about me. You just are fat phobic. You just have this internalized fat phobia where you just hate that people can be confident and live full, healthy, happy lives and be fat. And you're just feeling sometimes insecure about yourself because you don't have that kind of confidence. But don't project that, because it's not making the world a better place. It's just making everybody pass around negativity. What does that do for you? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm saying this to the people that are in my comments all the time. Like, you're a fat lard. You look like this manly wrestler type. I get all kinds of crazy comments. And I'm just saying, well, but you're paying attention, so much attention to what I'm doing in my life. Is it because you're unhappy with what you're doing in your life? Is that why you have the time to put down people? You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with you and what you're saying, and I understand it. And, speaking of younger generations coming up, recently in the news, there is, newsworthy things going around that, like, they're giving kids medication for...
and teenagers
for, being fat or overweight. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Sarah?
I've just been scanning through. I haven't really delved into it too much because it's actually kind of triggering for me, seeing as I have like a history of eating disorders, particularly at that period in my life. Basically, there's some new drug that they're going to start giving children and teenagers to prevent them from becoming fat, or to stop make them lose weight or something like that. I don't feel like I'm equipped enough right now to talk about it, but I can talk about the broader repercussions of that, which is the distilled message is that being fat is wrong, right? And that points to a bigger cultural issue that we have. We have to ask ourselves, where do these ideas come from? You know, the initial reaction is to be offended when people come with all of this nonsense and all of this hate and etc. But where do those ideas come from? And that's what I have spent many years studying, is where do these ideas that of fat equals unworthy come from? And the deeper down I go into that spiral, the more I realize that this is actually all about control of women, control of women's bodies. Okay, there's a carrot that's being dangled everywhere that you look for women, right? An impossible standard of beauty here. If you don't reach that, you're not worthy of basic human necessities: love, respect, career progression, pleasure. What is one of the most pleasurable things that you can do? Eat a great meal, right? Telling you to be unnaturally thin is literally telling you to not have a basic human need, which is eating and enjoying food.
Right.
So you look at it from that angle. We have this carrot that's being dangled in front of us as women, that we're not worthy of basic things. So we're so consumed by that it's that we're not focusing on other things that are more important. And you look at it as well, aging. That's another impossible carrot that is being dangled. And it is a great way to take away a woman's power, is to make her hate herself.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. I totally understand where you're coming from. And I feel like, you know, if you're not a plus size person, you don't understand the trauma that comes with growing up fat and just how people perceive you, family, friends, going out in public. Like for me, going to the mall is triggering because if I don't fit the clothes and I don't have those options, I feel like, you know, I'm embarrassed sometimes to go in there to ask for the biggest size. And when they tell me, oh, your size is only offered online, my thing is, why isn't it offered in store? Like, why is the smaller size is okay to be in store, but my size I have to get online? You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait for the world to be a place where I feel like there's options for me everywhere as a person that lives in this body, you know. And like, just, you know, the way that like you just like talked about it, and I just like was thinking about the triggering and the traumaness of like going to a family gathering, and you know, you have a cousin and uncle watching how many bread rolls you take, or
oh
like,
my god, I hate that.
Yeah, or how much you're eating at the day. Like, oh, that's your second plate, like you know. And it's just like, but you don't say that to my skinnier cousin, you don't say that to a smaller family member. You could care less. You just assume that if someone is bigger, they're just eating too much and they're unhealthy and whatever. You're not thinking about if that's just my body type, if it's hereditary. You don't know anything. You just are looking at it with, she's skinny, she can eat whatever she wants, you're fat, you better watch it, and I'm gonna let you know you should watch it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, can I live though? Can I live?
I have a really good response to that.
Okay.
I have a line that's make people feel real stupid when you see it.
Okay.
When people say like messed up things to you, right? And it's kind of like a passive aggressive thing, and you can't really like respond, or like they're saying something underhanded or ugly. Let me tell you what you say. What do you mean by that? And you see people get real stupid, and I love it.
Real stupid.
It's like my favorite. What do you mean by that?
Yep. Because how are they
You're
gonna
eating
answer
another plate of food? What do you mean by that?
Literally.
And let them say what they really let's see if they have the balls to really say what they're trying to say.
Exactly.
People feel real stupid. So that's a little line you could take home with you and put in your pocket.
Exactly.
What do you mean by that?
Exactly.
What do you
have
mean
something
by that?
in the ammo. Have something in the ammo, because literally, I feel like people are, just mind your business. Like, what happened to those days where people mind their business? I don't think that's ever been a thing, but like,
I
really,
literally don't think that day ever existed.
If it's meant to be, then it'll be a love song.